What's up, friends? Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Holy shit, the news just kept on coming today. There was so much stuff. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. We have tons and tons to break down on the show today. Some days are slow news days, and then I ramble and give you guys advice, and other days are like, wow, damn, there is a ton to go over. Honestly, on any given day, any of these 3 or 4 stories would have been what we filled this show with. But just quick run our show for a second. Patrick Wilson's directing and appearing in Insidious 5. It's going to be his directorial debut, so let's talk about that. Harry Styles, his car broke down outside of a superfan's house. This was a wild story that I'll fill you guys in on. It was just like insane in the membrane. I watched a ton of shit this week, and I haven't talked about any of it. If we have time today, I will. If not, I won't. But Bachelorette, Big Brother, the finale, Borat 2, I finally watched. This Is Us. I mean, the TV movies like Roxy binging is back, baby. AOC is catching a ton of fucking heat. A ton of fucking heat for her Vanity Fair cover. I'll explain to you guys why and how it's the most ridiculous shit that I've ever heard. Joe Biden is being accused of taking COVID too seriously. If you didn't hear that news, then I will break that one down like the bullet that it really is. And then for the big ones of the day, those aren't even the fucking biggest ones of the day. The big ones of the day, Ray Fisher finally came out and explained a little more what he was talking about. He has been going after Warner Brothers about his treatment and the treatment in general on the set of Justice League. And finally, he's accusing Warner Brothers execs of racist conversations. This was a long article, and I'll kind of break it down, but we know a little bit more. And we've been talking about this Ray Fisher situation for a long time. So a ton to break down here. The trailer for Michael Bay's new movie, Songbird, dropped with the possible... Well, I want to know what you guys think. Is this incredibly tone deaf? We've got a COVID outbreak in the movie, but the COVID gene or the COVID virus mutates and it gets really bad. Is this what you guys want to see during this time? Or are you guys like, what the fuck, Michael Bay? This is tone deaf as all get out. Netflix is raising their prices, only in the US it seems, but they are raising their prices. And I know that is crazy as well, but we got a lot of stuff going on over there. So all of that and more today, live at the Roxy, plus anything that you guys are talking about in the Streamlabs or Super Chat, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, and right here in the Super Chat. And of course, as always, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor for killing Breonna Taylor, all 3 of them. Those are the caveats that we didn't know we needed to put in. I had an unboxing I was going to do today, but honestly, with all of this news, I don't think I'm going to have time for it. So tomorrow, stay tuned for that. We've got Halloween stuff going on too. Steph and I believe, have decided on Saturday night we are going to do instead of Live at the Roxy Saturday day, we're going to do a Saturday night stream Live at the Roxy, early evening, costumes recommended. And going to just do a Halloween show for anybody who can't go do anything for Halloween. I'll give you guys more details on that in a little bit too. But jam-packed show, baby. I love when I have to say baby instead of oh boy. Those are my 2 ones. Let's just get into Streamlabs to start this show off right, though. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. What is going on in here today? Okay. All right. Let's see. Glenn Caesar said, hello, Roxy. Love ya. Happy Thursday. As always, thanks for hanging out with us and giving us a show today. Mando season 2 tonight/tomorrow. I think that qualifies as fuck yeah news. I'm so excited for Mando. At least for me. Any ideas on how you're going to do your reviews for it? I don't know yet. He said non-spoiler reviews for Live at the Roxy, spoiler reviews, watch along for Roxy Stryer Patreon maybe. Anyhow, Roxy, aka Skittles, as it's Halloween. I hope you and the rock stars have a great day. Be well, all of you. Peace, love, bunnies, and hugs. Smash cancer. Yeah, if you like that idea, Glenn, then maybe I'll do non-spoiler here and then spoilers for my patrons. That could be kind of fun. I haven't done that in a little bit, so something like that could be good. Yeah, that's cool. I could even go live and do them there. I like that idea, Glenn. And I'm a big Mandalorian fan, so Why not talk about Mandalorian more often? Ryan White in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer said, Roxy, you have to watch the last 5 minutes of SEN Live from today. They set a donation goal, reached it, so their special guest, Clark Wolf, did a karaoke song, and it was amazing. Loved the World Girls last night and the after show. Oh my God, what was the song? That's awesome and epic. I love Clark, so that's great to hear. Yeah, I wanna know. I wanna know. All right, I will look into that after, but apparently that seems like something that a lot of you guys liked. Samantha Ramirez in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strayer. Hey, Roxy, this is out of the blue, but I need some advice. I got asked out by a really nice guy at work, and I said yes, but I'm scared because I've been dealing with some serious mental health issues, and I don't know I can be in a relationship right now. Thoughts? Samantha, I think that a lot of people go through this. Now, I think it kind of depends. Mental health is such a wide range. It kind of depends what exactly is going on with you right now. I know that like when people are in recovery, when you're an addict, that not that that is mental health, but that can take a toll on your mental health. You need to focus on yourself and can't be in a relationship. But I do think that if it has nothing to do with that and you are struggling with either depression or anything like many of us are, sometimes going out into the real world and living your life is the thing that we need. I think that you can always go out on one date with somebody, and then if you decide it's too much, then you can be honest with this person and let them know that you're just not in a great place right now, but possibly in the future. I think that honesty is always the best call. You don't need to let them in on every area of your life, but if you're interested in this person and you want to try it, I think that you shouldn't let fear overtake you, because I think that it could be very helpful. It's important to prioritize your mental health over the relationship, but that doesn't mean that you couldn't possibly start seeing somebody. So that would be my advice. I'm by no means a therapist, by no means a doctor, I'm by no means licensed to give this kind of advice, but that's what I would tell a friend of mine. So that is what I'm going to tell you. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Also in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strayer, LD123, back in the house. LD, happy to have you. LD says, hey, coach, I've had a few really bad days on set, including yesterday was the bed day with the asshole with the big dick. He got a bit over handsy and I was very uncomfortable. Oh, Jesus, that sucks. That being said, I was very turned on, like really horny. Is that normal? I went back to my room, they gave me at this motel for 4 weeks and took care of myself and my horniness, if you know what I mean. Even though I find Mr. Big Dick so terrible, why does he turn me on so much? Any advice? Okay. And one more thing. I met a PA who's really cute and is 19. He's only a year older than me. I think he likes me, but how do I know? Also, how do I keep it professional? Because he has gotten me my Coke and soda, not Texas teacher stuff. A Coke, the soda, not Texas teacher stuff. Would that get weird? Shout out to Texas teacher. I think she means that with all the love in the world. Just her way of differentiating. And Texas teacher is clean, so way to go, Texas teacher. But okay, a lot of stuff going on here, LD. A lot of stuff going on in here. All right, guys, she needs our help. Here's what I think. Yes, it's completely normal that you are feeling a little bit horny when you are in bed with somebody who's hot with a big penis. That makes sense. Even if he's an asshole, it doesn't mean you like him. It doesn't mean you want to be with him. But that's like the way the human body works sometimes. So I think you have a great plan. Go back to your room, take care of yourself. Do not end up slipping and hooking up with this guy. You already have watched him hook up with somebody else on set. He is bad news bears. He is trouble waiting to happen. Fantasize, do whatever you got to do in your own room. But I'm telling you, it is not a good look to go further with this guy. But completely normal that you're feeling that way. In terms of the PA, I think it can get really messy on set when you're hooking up with somebody. I like that he's only 19. Maybe try to strike up a friendship for while you guys are shooting. And then after you guys wrap the shoot, you'll know if he likes you, because if you guys have that friendship and you have that relationship, then you can either ask him out and he can turn you down. And if he does, then you don't have to see him on set every day, or he'll say yes, or maybe he'll ask you out. So I think that you keep it professional for now, and then post just develop the friendship, and post set, maybe there could be something more. Hopefully that helps. It's really hard to do that, but yeah, that would be my advice. I know when you have a crush on somebody, especially at 18, it's hard to not just jump their bones, but I hope that gives you a little bit of direction. Keep us posted on what you decide to do, LD, and happy to be your coach at all times. Also in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, Bryce Rat 1 says, "Hey, Rox, work texted me and said I had to get COVID tested yesterday since my roommates have now both tested positive. I overcame my anxiety and I tested negative. I just have to dodge my roomies for 2 weeks." That's awesome, Bryce Rat. Stay safe. Keep sanitizing and just try to avoid them as much as you can. I'm glad to hear that you tested negative. That's awesome. Just seems to happen that way. I told you guys my uncle had COVID and he and his wife sleep in the same bed every single night. And she has brain cancer and he got COVID. He didn't know. And they were sleeping in the same bed together. And she did not get COVID. I don't understand this. This virus works in very strange ways. So sometimes that just happens. And that was very lucky. Okay. Let's go and keep sending in those Streamlabs and those super chats, guys. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. As we come to the end of the month, I could have really used them, but we're going to take a break from those for a second, and we are going to get to some of this wild ass news today. Let's start with some of the big ones because I don't want to run out of time, and I really want to talk about what is going on with Ray Fisher. So just for a little bit of backstory, for those of you guys who don't remember, although we've talked about it on the show many times, Ray Fisher was talking about accountability over entertainment. That is the thing that he posts at the end of his tweets all the time. A greater than E. Accountability over entertainment. He believes that the set of Justice League, once it was taken over by Joss Whedon, was no longer a safe space. He's alluded to a bunch of different things that took place on the set, although he's also under contract, so he has to be very careful. Him and John Boyega coming from the Star Wars franchise, have both kind of tweeted back and forth at each other, like that one day they'll be able to kind of talk about it. But today was the day that Ray Fisher got a little more open and talked a bit more about this. And as BlackRock in here mentions, it's not really trending right now. Warner Brothers has a great fucking PR team. And you guys know I'm a huge, massive Warner Brothers fan. I love DC. I'm a DC fangirl. What I will say is that Ray Fisher is the smallest actor in the Justice League. He's the least known actor in the Justice League. When he was cast for Justice League, Snyder, it was like the one person who he cast him as somebody who was not in TV, not in movies. I believe he had been in an off-Broadway production of Muhammad Ali. Like, he was the smallest one. So here's this guy who's really sticking it to the man being Warner Brothers, because he's fighting for what he believes to be right. I can love Warner Brothers. I can love Ray Fisher. I can hate this situation. And I can also believe Ray Fisher because I do. So here's what's going on here. This was a new interview that he did with Forbes. And it says but I'm reading from Hollywood Reporter because I thought they did a great job breaking it down. In a new interview, the actor, alleged filmmaker Joss Whedon, ordered that the complexion of an actor of color be changed in post-production. So that's part of this, that somebody's complexion, their skin tone of an actor be changed in post-production, which is woof. I don't know whether that means lightened, darkened. We would have to hear more. So here's the rest of this. Joss Whedon purposefully minimized actors of color and even had one actor's complexion change in post-production for reshoots of Justice League, accused actor Ray Fisher in a Forbes interview that also alleged that Warner Brothers film boss Toby Emmerich and other execs participated in racist conversations surrounding the film. I put this in quotes because that's what he said, racist conversations. Fisher, who played Cyborg in the 2017 movie, alleged improper behavior regarding the reshoot since late last June, when he first retracted his praise of Whedon that he made during his appearance in San Diego Comic-Con in 2017. Because remember, he came out on stage in 2017 and was like all about Whedon, and then he came out later and was like, I wholeheartedly take back everything that I said. He has since continued his attacks on Whedon and also Warner Brothers executives on social media. Now in an interview with Forbes, Fisher went into deeper details about the alleged mistreatment. Quote, "What set my soul on fire and forced me to speak out about Joss Whedon this summer was my becoming informed that Joss had ordered that the complexion of an actor of color be changed in post-production because he didn't like the color of their skin tone," end quote. Fisher told Forbes contributor Sherez Faruqi in an interview published on Thursday. Fisher went on to accuse Warner Brothers execs of participating in racist conversations surrounding the productions. Quote, "Prior to Justice League's reshoot process, blatantly racist conversations were had and entertained on multiple occasions by former and current top-level executives at Warner Brothers Pictures. Decision makers that participated in those racist conversations were Jeff Johns, John Berg, and current Warner Brothers Pictures Group Chairman Toby Emmerich." So those are massive, massive names that he is throwing out there. Some really big names. Jeff Johns being the biggest, John Berg right behind him, and Toby Emmerich. I mean, you don't get bigger than that at Warner Brothers in DC. So he is saying that all of them, all three of them, and including Joss Whedon as well. This is the first time Fisher has publicly accused Emmerich of impropriety. Warner Brothers did not respond to the Hollywood Reporter's request for comment. Fisher also said that Whedon had the roles of multiple actors of color minimized or cut altogether, including the parts played by Ryan Choi, Joe Morton, Karen Bryson, and Kiersey Clemens, who is supposed to be Iris West, I believe. Quote, "I always suspected that race was a determining factor for the way that things went down, but it wasn't until this past summer that I was able to prove it." This is, again, him speaking to Forbes. On July 1st, Fisher alleged on Twitter that Whedon had been abusive on the set of Justice League. That was the word he used that everybody was like, what does abusive mean? We need more details. And he was like, I can't really speak more on it right now, which the filmmaker took over after Zack Snyder stepped down due to a family tragedy. There was a suicide in his family, remember, and that is why he left the film. Fisher further alleged that producers Johns and Berg enabled Whedon's alleged behavior. Warner Media opened an investigation into the claim, but on September 4th, Warner Brothers released a statement claiming Fisher was not cooperating with a third-party investigator looking into the allegations. Fisher denied this in a statement of his own. Do you guys remember on the show, we read the emails that went back and forth between Fisher and people being like, they called me, and when Warner Brothers was claiming that he wasn't cooperating, but Fisher was like, I was cooperating. I just said that I wanted my lawyer on the phone as well. And then I would have to call them back because he didn't want to take the phone call alone because they kept trying to pressure him to take the phone call alone, which is highly inappropriate. Fisher's Justice League co-star Jason Momoa, who has both Dune and an Aquaman sequel with the studio. So Momoa is very tied to Warner Brothers right now. Publicly backed Fisher in a blistering September 14th statement aimed at Warner Brothers. And also remember, he was the one who posted that Instagram story of Cyborg and said Borg life forever or something like that. In his interview with Forbes, Fisher said that a new third-party investigator has been brought in by Warner Media to investigate, adding that this investigator oversaw accusations of misconduct against former Warner Brothers chairman and CEO Chief Kevin Tsujihara, who exited in 2019. Do you guys remember all of that? That was a big power Me Too situation that we watched Tsujihara have to leave after. Fisher addressed the claims, I don't mean to brush any of this off, guys. Each of these is a massive story within itself, but I just want to make sure that we're getting to what it is exactly Ray Fisher was talking about, some of which we've already explained already. He addressed the claims, those who have doubts about his claims. He said, you really have to ask yourself, what's more plausible? That I would purposely torpedo my career by making statements about powerful figures in Hollywood that, if untrue, could be easily feuded, or a handful people in positions of power said and did terrible things in order to maintain that power during a massive corporate merger. I think that he says it pretty perfectly here. Which one of those things is more fucking likely? Why would this man completely torpedo his career? Why would he want to come out against Jeff Johns, John Berg, Joss Whedon? Why? Toby Emmerich, why would he want to do that if nothing had been wrong on set? It doesn't make sense. Fisher, as he has in the past, continued to say that the more details would surface after the investigation. He said, quote, I plan on getting much more specific about each of these guys after the investigation is over. This interview is just an abridged version. So he doesn't want to disrupt the investigation. He doesn't want to hurt his chances of the investigation finding legitimate truth. So that makes sense. Fisher's interview comes as he works with Zack Snyder, who we know that he is very close with and that he loves, working on additional scenes for #release the Snyder Cut. So that is big, big news. And I wonder how Warner Brothers is going to handle this with a third-party investigation. Is there a chance that this is going to be an actual legitimate investigation and that they could find something wrong with Warner Brothers? If they do find something, if they do believe that these execs are acting under racist premises, or they are acting inappropriately or abusive, then what happens? Do you guys fire Jeff Johns, John Berg, Toby Emmerich, and not work with Joss Whedon in the future? These are some of your biggest producers and executives. Do you slap them on the wrist? Do you fine them? Do you suspend them? Do you place them in different departments? Do you not let them work on DC? Like, what do you do with all of these huge names if it is found that Ray Fisher is telling the truth, which it seems to me like Ray Fisher is certainly telling the truth? And how many different sides of this are there? And again, I'm not making any excuses for him at all, but what was the statement that Joss Whedon was making about somebody's skin color? Was he saying he didn't like that they couldn't be seen because it was so because the lighting wasn't right? Or was he saying that I don't like this person's skin color? Like, there's just so many questions that I have. And I hope that question made sense. And again, I'm not standing up for him. And honestly, I've told you guys this before. I hear that Joss Whedon's a sexist asshole. So, and I've never worked with him before, and I don't know that to be true. And it's kind of surprising considering he made Buffy, but this kind of shit happens all the time. So yeah, just a lot of questions, comments, and concerns on this. What are you guys thinking? A, do you believe Ray Fisher like I do? B, if Warner Brothers, do you think Warner Brothers will investigate in a way that is fair with this third-party investigation? C, if they do find something, what do you think that they should actually do? If everything that Ray Fisher is saying is proven to be true and real, then do you guys believe that they will make any major changes or switch it up and fire people and chop some heads? What do you guys think? Would love to hear more. Please let me know in the comments, in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, or right here in the super chat. How are you feeling about this Ray Fisher story? Seems like a lot of you guys are on the side of Ray Fisher, as am I. I don't really know that there is another side right now. But hey, it is 2020, so you never fucking know what is going on during this time. All right. Moving on, or at least for in the meantime, thank you, Jake, for throwing up this link, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. There was a trailer that dropped for a movie called Songbird. I had heard of this movie. I'm a KJ Apa fan. I love Riverdale. He makes me feel young. I think he's hot. Things like that. So I had heard that he was going to be in this movie called Songbird. I actually like Michael Bay. I know a lot of people do not. I like how big and loud and explosive everything he does is. I am a fan of Alexandra Daddario. After she came on Collider Live, I thought she was a doll. Demi Moore, people always told me that I sounded like her growing up. So this cast is stoked. Paul Walter Hauser, who you guys know I was devastated to not be interviewing on SEN because I'm just such a massive, massive super fan of his. Craig Robinson in this movie as well, who we talked about yesterday on the show. So, why did I think that? Oh, he only produced Songbird. Well, I was going to say, why did I think Michael Bay was involved? So Michael Bay was a producer on this. I guess the director is Adam Mason. Adam Mason, who has done a lot of horror films. Okay, Blood River, The Devil's Chair, Broken. Interesting. But still a Michael Bay produced project. So, you know, it's going to be big and loud. Songbird. Didn't know what it was about. Watched the trailer. Felt really uncomfortable. Let's see. The synopsis for this on IMDb is: in 2022, a pandemic ravages the world and its cities. centering on a handful of people as they navigate the obstacles currently hindering society: disease, martial law, quarantine, and vigilantes. So they call it, I don't remember, it was like COVID-29 or something. It's like COVID-19, but if the strain advanced or whatever, millions of people are dead, you find out in the trailer. It's just a whole big movie about if COVID gets completely out of hand and we can't stop it, and they're having a hard time with vaccines, and it becomes a police state, and all of that stuff. And people are dying and screaming, and the death toll is going up. I was watching this trailer and I was like, oh, COVID-23, because the year is 2023. It says the year is 2022, but I was watching this trailer and I was like, I cannot help but feel like this is more tone deaf than Kim Kardashian posting about her 40th birthday party on an island in which she brings her 30 closest friends. This trailer made me feel like throwing my phone across the fucking room. Like, everybody's worst fear right now is that we can't fucking figure out this virus and that we'll never be able to come out of quarantine. Like, they say it's like 213 weeks that they've been in quarantine, whatever. This is everybody's worst fucking fear. And they want to make a movie about this right now. This cast is stacked. I'm not going to lie. It truly is. I don't know this writer or director well, but Michael Bay, leave it to Michael Bay to do something that's like, I don't know, guys. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we making this movie? If you're going to make a COVID movie, like, I thought that This Is Us this week, and I'll talk more about this at a different time, but did such an excellent job of incorporating COVID and quarantine into their first 2 episodes. Like, you can incorporate it into storyline because it's the truth and it's our reality, but like, you want to do a horror movie about this right now when people are dying? It just seems so fucking insensitive. I remember, it's obviously incredibly, incredibly different, but when Mark Wahlberg was doing his movie about the Boston bombing and was creating a new character that wasn't actually there, and he was going to be the hero of the movie. And I was like, Mark, I know that you are a Bostonian. I know that, but this seems so fucking tone deaf. It's been like 1 year and you're not even telling the real story. You're telling like a different story about a fake character during the Boston bombings. It's so stupid. And that's why there were protests in Boston outside this movie when it premiered, and nobody wanted to fucking see it because people were pissed that he was doing it. This feels like that. But we're still in the middle of it. People are still dying every single day. So I don't get it. I don't want to see this movie. I guess I will if I have to review it. But otherwise, like, this is a big, hard no thank you for me. Big, fast, hard no thank you. In the chat right now, send bunnies if you believe this to be tone deaf. Send hearts if you're excited for this movie and want to see it. Bunnies for tone deaf. Hearts for way to go, Michael Bay. Produce the shit out of this. I'm excited to see what most of you guys are thinking, because I don't know, guys. Maybe I missed the mark on this one, but to me, woof. It's just how it feels. All right, I'm getting a lot of bunnies in here. Silos with bunnies, Matthew, Jake, Dark Jedi, Kate, Grass Eater, Manny, Legault, Bruce, Andrew, Loudy, Samantha, Right Now and Later, Troy, Pink Sweet, Spidey, Keelan, Evil, Rob. You guys are feeling like this is, I don't think I'm seeing any hearts on this one. Like, who sits in this room with this pitch and is like, yep, that's a green light for me. Just looking like a go. Let's get them. What, Hollywood? Like, talk to real people at some point. Poll an audience and be like, would you guys want to see this right now? Come on to my YouTube channel and be like, is this something you guys want to see? Daryl says that's a misleading poll, Roxy. Wait, why is this a misleading poll? Oh, Daryl said it should either be you think it's insensitive or you don't care. Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's somewhere in between, but I was doing both extremes. I think a lot of people probably don't care, including you, Daryl. Thank you for letting us know that you thought my poll was shit. Maybe it was. Jake Yacovetta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, my mom is in her last few days of quarantine after testing positive for COVID. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that she's in the last few days. Luckily, she just had a rough cough, fatigue, and lost her sense of taste and smell. Finally started to feel better. Jake, that's awesome that she's feeling better. She's lucky to have you, and I'm glad to hear that it seems like it's going okay. It's fucking scary because you just don't know whatever can happen when it hits. So I'm glad that she's handling it okay. Yeah. All right. Let's move on, guys, because like I said, so much fucking news. So much news, so little time. Not so little time. We do a show every single day. We kind of have all the time in the world. Brief on this, Netflix is raising their prices in the US. It's not a massive raise, but I know that they do this to us all the time, and I'm curious what you guys think. To me, at this point, Netflix could double their prices, and I would continue to pay for it because I need Netflix to live. That is the most dramatic statement I have ever made in my life, but I truly feel like without Netflix, I'm fucked. I watch Netflix every single day. Netflix is the one, like, there's Disney Plus and there's Hulu and there's HBO Max. There's all these things that are doing well. Amazon, but I cannot live without Netflix. I just straight up cannot. So I'm really at their mercy, and I feel like all of us are. Who doesn't have access to a Netflix account? Netflix is kind of just like what it is now. So they are going to increase their cost to $14 per month to subscribe to the standard Netflix plan, which means it's going up by $1. So it was $13 per month. Now it's going to be $14 per month. The highest price premium plan, which allows up to 4 streams at the same time, will also include access to Ultra HD programming, will increase by $2. So it will go up to $18 a month. So from 16 to 18. Netflix is keeping its cheapest offering, the basic plan, at $9 per month. That option only allows one simultaneous stream. So if you share it with anybody or you ever have 2 things up, you're kind of screwed on that one. And does not give the subscriber access to HD programming. So if you care how things look, like if they have better quality, then that one's not great either. I'm okay with them moving it up $1. I'm kind of surprised that they're moving it $1 because it feels like if they move it up $1 right now, in a year they're gonna have to move it up another $1. I feel like it would have been a smarter business plan for them to just move it up $2. Not that I want to pay more, but I feel like if they can go from 13 to 15 and then they don't have to go up again in another year, it's just it feels like every fucking week we have a new Netflix announcement about them going up in price. So just bump it a little more so you guys don't have to keep announcing it. But hey, what the fuck do I know? And during this pandemic, I know that they already canceled things that we love, like Glow. So we want them to have money. We don't want them to be canceling shows that they've already decided they're going to be another season on. Are you guys going to stick with Netflix? Let me know. Is there anybody in here who, based on that $1 or $2 bump, is like, nope, I'm done. Netflix, I'm out. That was my last dollar. You hit my limit, and I was okay with the 13, but I'm not okay with the 14, or I was okay with the 16, but I'm not okay with the 18. Because I feel like I don't know anybody who's going to be like, nobody's going to be happy about it. Nobody ever wants to pay more money, but I don't know anybody who's like, now I'm going to cancel my fucking Netflix. So it's probably a smart move of theirs, and I think it really won't make much of a difference. Those are my thoughts. Don't wear them out. Those are my thoughts. Don't wear them out. Roxy gets weird. All right. Moving away from entertainment news for a hot sec to go over to the world of politics. And then we can come back to entertainment. But AOC, who I have been a super fan of for a minute, as you guys know, I talk about her on the show all the time. People are talking about her even making a presidential run in 4 or 8 years, which is wild to think about. But she's not flawless. She does make some mistakes, but I have to say, this was not one of them. And she is getting fucking panned for this. And I'm shocked about it. And it feels like people just truly don't understand how these things work. So for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, AOC is catching a ridiculous amount of heat for her Vanity Fair cover. So AOC was on the cover of Vanity Fair. And she's not catching heat for being on the cover of Vanity Fair. She's catching heat for what she's wearing on the cover of Vanity Fair. People are pissed about this because apparently the suit that she is wearing on the cover is a $14,000 suit. Now, for those of you guys, so I can nip this in the butt right now. For those of you guys who don't know, you don't dress yourself for a cover shoot. She doesn't own the $14,000 suit and brought it in. You also don't get to keep the suit afterwards. So people are giving her a lot of heat, being like, oh, socialism, my ass, and she tells us all to live under our means and whatever, and now she's wearing a $14,000 suit. It's a magazine cover, and it's a photo, and it's Vanity Fair, and that's what they do. Like, what? Here's the picture for those of you guys who didn't see. I think she looks fucking awesome. She looks like a badass. She looks strong. She looks fierce. And she looks like somebody who's wearing the outfit that Vanity Fair told her to wear. What? Like, why are people so mad about this? I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter, but it was trending for like 6 hours about people just shitting on AOC. I think I screenshotted a couple tweets because I was like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Truly, anybody who can nitpick about anything will. So, Sunata Vashisht, who I don't know who that is, but she's verified, said, AOC on the cover of Vanity Fair. The clothes are estimated to cost $14,000. So happy that AOC is upholding the long-established hypocritical tradition of socialists who believe socialism is for poor while they enjoy the fruits of capitalism. Why are people so mean about nothing? About nothing. And like, this is a serious question. And I don't mean to make everything about race or sex on this show, but a lot of things are about race or sex or religion. Let's talk for a second. If AOC was a man, and AOC was a man wearing a $14,000 suit, do you think, and especially if AOC was a white man wearing a $14,000 suit, but still the same principles, do you think there is any fucking way that on Twitter it would be trending like, fuck AOC, how dare he be in that suit? Is there any way that if this was not a woman wearing a power suit, that this would be a fucking conversation? It feels like no. It feels like there is no way. I'm just going to go out and say that. It feels like there's no way. I don't think there is. I liked this tweet from @Seahawk, Dr. Senator, who said, who quote tweeted that Sunanda one that said about the socialist hypocrisy and said, yes, Vanity Fair's long-standing bring your own clothes to the photo shoot policy. What the fuck? So stupid. Some of you guys are saying you could see them doing it to Bernie Sanders. It's possible. It's possible. But this is like not even her fucking suit. It's so stupid. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, Buffalo says I can't stand AOC, but this is just lame to complain about. So even people who don't like her think that it's lame to complain about. It's such a weird one. Society picks on the strangest, most distracting things that don't fucking matter. They don't fucking matter. Let me know what you guys are thinking. We got 20 minutes left in this show right now. Maybe 15. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer or right here in the super chat. Not a single super chat today. Nobody's into the super chats today. Maybe it's because we have so much fucking news to get through. So let's just continue to pile it on. Okay, in the world of what the fuck news again in politics, did you guys hear this about Joe Biden taking COVID too seriously? This was such a weird moment. MSNBC's Chuck Todd asked, this was a legitimate question that I'm not saying the question's legitimate. This is an actual question that he asked. If Joe Biden is taking COVID too seriously. What the fuck does that mean? I literally don't even know what that question means. What? Is he taking it too seriously? First of all, he's not even president yet. So not even running any of the things. But is he taking it seriously? Yes. Is Trump taking it seriously? No. That's why over 200,000 people are dead. How could it's our whole world right now. It's our whole country right now. It's our school systems and our economy and our elderly people and our people at risk and people who are pregnant and it's everything. What's too serious? What, because he has a plan? I don't think he's panicking. He's not screaming at everybody, "You'll never be able to go outside again. This is it for all of us." I guess that would be too serious. But yeah, he has a plan and he wants people to stop dying and he's going to do what he can to make sure that plan gets put into action. Too seriously? What the fuck are we talking about? Like, I don't even understand. And it's coming from somebody at MSNBC. What? What? Just so. I talk about tone deaf. What the fuck are we talking about? Chuck Todd, what? The way he asked it too, it was like some might say, is Joe Biden taking it too seriously? Who would say that? You just said that. No one I know would say that. That's a stupid thing to say. Sir Joker 40, who I got to hang out with pre-World Girls show yesterday because he's a World Girls patron, which was awesome, said, "Hey, Roxy, nothing to really say, but didn't want you to not have a super chat. That would be wicked dumb. And I'd feel like a tool. Stay phenomenal." Ha ha ha. Sir Joker is a New Yorker, but he was in Massachusetts for a minute, so he can say wicked dumb and tool and all that stuff. I appreciate that a lot. And I now feel a little less wicked dumb. So wicked fucking stupid, dude. Troy Stone. What's up, Troy Stone? For Netflix price increases and a Halloween Deathstroke eye patch, release the Snyder Cut Cyborg Edition. There's a lot going on in that super chat, and I'm into all of it. The Netflix price increases. Thank you for the $14. That will help me greatly. For the Halloween Deathstroke eye patch, that'd be dope. I don't know what I'm doing for Halloween yet, so I should figure that out. For release the Snyder Cut Cyborg Edition, seems like that's kind of what it's going to be. Snyder said it's the heart and soul of his film, so we should be seeing a lot more Ray Fisher, especially because he's part of these reshoots. It's going to be interesting for Warner Brothers to put a Ray Fisher-centered 4-hour piece of content out as he's having issues with them. That's going to be kind of wild. Jig Yoda in the super chat, always just showing up with that support. Really appreciate you, Jig Yoda. You are the fucking shit. See you guys. Thank you so much. Ask and you shall receive. I was stressed out. Wasn't making any of the money today for the show. I'm like, but it's a good show. What's happening? And then you guys are just coming through in the super chat and in the Streamlabs, and I appreciate you greatly. Here is Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar from Popcorn. People are finding reasons to be mad. The real reason people are pressed is because Melania has been on hardly any covers of magazines as opposed to Michelle. Amy Handmaiden, if she was a sane person, have been on cover too. Stay mad. Yeah, Melania has been on barely any covers. I don't know that that's why people are mad, but it's possible. It's an interesting theory, and I hear what you're saying. A lot of people are mad. Also, a lot of you guys talking about my wet hair. Yeah, I did shower right before I came here. By came here, I mean walked out of the shower into this room. Just is what it is. Sometimes you got to come on with a wet head. Am I right, peeps? Am I right? All right, let's get back into the world of entertainment news for a second, because like I said, the stories just don't motherfucking stop today. Patrick Wilson is going to be directing and appearing in Insidious 5. How are you guys on the Insidious franchise? Are you guys big Insidious fans? Do you guys even watch Insidious? Do you remember Insidious? Do you love Insidious? Are you surprised there is an Insidious 5? And how are you on Patrick Wilson? It's interesting that James Wan is obviously the OG Insidious director, and then James Wan also doing Aquaman, and Patrick Wilson starring in both Insidious and Aquaman. There's a lot of inner Insidious, Aquaman, James Wan, Patrick Wilson stuff. Here's what I'll say to you guys. It's kind of exciting to me that Patrick Wilson is going to be directing, because it is his directorial debut, but I did get to interview Patrick Wilson when I was in New York for the Aquaman junket. And I will tell you guys that of all the people I interviewed, and I have to say they were all lovely, And honestly, I've told you guys this before, but even Amber Heard was so fucking nice to me that doesn't mean that all this other stuff isn't true, but she was so sweet to me. And Momoa was such a fucking doll, and Juan was awesome. But Patrick Wilson might have been my favorite person to talk to because he is so in person. He is so charismatic. And he's got this like calming effect. And even though the junket was kind of a shit show in terms of it was running over and they had to skip lunch and there was just so much going on during this Aquaman junket, he was just so cool, calm, collected, and a doll. And he had this way about him. Everything he said, every question I asked, he answered very diligently and thoughtfully. And you could tell what kind of effort he puts into his characters and scene work and figuring out what to say and where to go and how to act and like just everything about him. I was really fucking impressed with him. Really impressed. I'm impressed with his performance as always, but I also just think he's awesome. So I could definitely see him commanding a set and being able to give strong direction to actors. He seems like he'll be an actor's director, but also he's got such point of view and stuff. This does make me excited, and I think it's a cool movie to be his first to direct. So yeah, I'm into this. I'm not a huge Insidious person, but why not? Why not be a bandwagon fan here and jump on for this? How do you guys feel? Are you excited for Insidious 5? Does it make you more excited that Patrick Wilson is appearing and directing? Or do you really, truly just not care about this anymore? Let me know in the super chat or in the Streamlabs. Speaking of the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrier. Glenn Caesar in here. I almost just sneezed, but then it didn't come out. Said, Chuck Todd is buddy with Trump and a lot of his Republican supporters. Chuck Todd is the name of the person that was doing the interview for MSNBC. So he's buddy with Trump. Well, that makes a little more sense of why he asked if Joe Biden's taking it too seriously. Oh, great. Kenyon's in here. Or Kayan. I don't know how you say your name, Kayan, but Kayan, you're great. Kayan Burgeon. Is that it? Kian Burgeon? Kian Burgeon feels like. Kian said something really nice to me the other day, and I really appreciated it, and is now in here in the super chat, so I really fucking appreciate it. No question, just saying hello, and thank you for the excellent show today. Kian, thank you for being here. Thank you for the support always, and I really fucking appreciate you. Thank you for saying something. Also, for any of you guys, by the way, I've told you guys this before, but I don't respond, not that Kian did this, but I don't respond to DMs, but I do read all of them. So if you guys ever need advice or something that you need a response, come in here and write it here. Because if you just want to let me know something, DM's great, but I can't respond there for my job purposes. But yes, Kian, I hope that's how you say your name. I've never heard that before, but I like it. You guys are now saying that Chuck Todd and Trump are not buddies. I really have no idea. I didn't know who this was really. I'd seen him before, but I didn't know much about him until he asked if Joe Biden was taking this pandemic too seriously, which was just about the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my fucking life. Lloyd Nance in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrier. Lloyd Nance was our very first super chatter ever. Lloyd is the fucking best. I'm obsessed with him, and he just popped in to say, hi, Roxy. Hi, Lloyd. Thanks for being here, my friend. Appreciate that. You rock. Okay, did you guys hear this Harry Styles story? If you're not a Harry Styles fan, no worries. I really don't know much about him. I get him confused with a bunch of the other people. But he seems kind of great when you look into him a little more. And apparently his car broke down outside of a super fan's house, but the super fan wasn't there, but the dad let him in. And this story was like freaking adorable. So Harry Styles went into the super fan's house because the dad saw him in his broken down car and offered him to come in and realized that their kid was like a diehard fan. And so Harry Styles came in, had a cup of tea with the dad, went into the kid's room, wrote a note for, I think it was her, and fed her fish and then left. And it was just like, damn. E-Talk tweeted out saying, Harry Styles hung out at Superfan's house while she wasn't home after his car broke down. He drank some tea with her dad and fed her fish. The moral of the story, anything can happen in 2020. It is so true. Like 2020 is the year that just like, you just don't fucking know. You just don't fucking know. But he seems kind of like a normal dude. Like that's a normal thing to do when your car breaks down, or a cute thing to do. What's not normal is to take all of your friends to an island when we're all fucked. That's not fucking normal. That's not fucking normal. Bryant Brawler says these financially privileged people stay saying and doing absurd things. Yeah, but I like this one. I like this one more than I'm going to go to an island with all of my people and I'm going to talk about how humble I am. That's weird. That's fucking weird. The Harry Styles one is cute, and he wrote her the cutest note. Let me try to find it. He wrote her, it was something like, hope to see you soon. There was a couple of different notes. Theodora, sending you all my love. I'm sorry we missed each other. Until next time, heart, Harry. And then he wrote her one that said, Theodora, my car broke down on your street, and your dad's friend kindly let me wait at your house with a cup of tea. I'm devastated that we missed each other. Looking forward to meeting you soon. Treat people with kindness. All my love. Harry, P.S. I fed the fish. Tell your dad, get in touch. It's just cute. Shout out to Harry Styles. Yeah, Melissa's right. They do live on a different planet. But if you're going to live on a different planet, I think this is a nice way to handle it. In the super chat, Bryant Brawler says, these financially privileged people stay saying and doing absurd things. Yeah. Did I read that already? It feels like I read that already. Did I just read it twice? Guys, she's losing her mind. It's been a show. There's a lot of news. Give me a break. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer, Glenn Caesar said that message about Clark Wolf's karaoke on SEN Live today inspired me, Roxy, to quote Drake, I say the same thing every single time. I say, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the fucking best, you the best. Hashtag Rockstars Band. The best I ever had. Is that what she's saying? That would be unbelievable. I just did it, Zarina. Oh, yes, you did. Oh my God, I read it twice. That's wild. All of a sudden I'm reading it and I was like, I already said this, didn't I? I already fucking said this. Okay, we are getting out of here because that is all the time we have for today's show. Get in any last minute Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. We talked about Ray Fisher accusing Warner Brothers of having racist conversations with Toby Emmerich and Jeff Johns and John Berg and Joss Whedon. Big accusation. So in the comments, let me know what you're thinking about all of that. We talked about that Songbird movie produced by Michael Bay. And is it tone deaf? Again, let me know what you guys are thinking. Netflix raising their prices. Are you cool with that? And are you can continue having Netflix? Do you think that AOC deserves the heat she's getting? Or do you think people just don't know how fucking magazine shoots work? Is Joe Biden taking COVID too seriously? Are you fucking kidding me? How is that even a real question? Patrick Wilson, are you excited for Insidious 5? All that and so much more. Just leave a comment. Give that thumbs up if you have not already. It really helps with the algorithm. 128 thumbs up so far. Really appreciate you guys. Another super chat rolling in. Oops, I just clicked on Manny's, which is cool too, but he was adding Star, which is what I meant to click on, Star Gonzalez. Hey, Roxy, I just wanted to drop in and sprinkle some love and happiness. I hope you and the Rockstars have a beautiful day. Star, you are the fucking best. Adore Star. Thank you for being here. You're awesome. Really appreciate you. And I will try to have a beautiful day. I will do my best to have a beautiful day. And I hope you guys all do that too with all the news that came in. Tomorrow on the show, we will be doing an unboxing. We'll talk a little bit more about Halloween. I also want to tell you guys about the things I'm watching. Like I said, that Big Brother finale, The Bachelorette, This Is Us. I finally saw Borat 2. We just ran out of time on today's show. But in general, just because it was last night, that Big Brother finale was fine. It was a fine ending to the shittiest season. I'm glad with who won. And I am glad who won America's House Guest too. Favorite house guest. I mean, that's kind of like my whole thoughts on that. Just my whole thoughts. If you're watching this after the fact or if you're watching now, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. grow the Rockstars band. That's what we're trying to do. And I will be back tomorrow, 1 p.m., live at the Roxy, and then Saturday for a special Halloween episode, hopefully with Steph Sabra. I'll keep you guys posted on all of that. Close your toilet seat covers. You guys know about them toilet flumes now. Make your bed. Be safe. Don't fucking wild out for Halloween weekend. You guys know I wouldn't be happy with that. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to end with, and yeah.